How did you get your concussion?
In fifth grade, we were playing football, and I got tripped up by another kid and fell to the ground, and someone kneed me in my temple on the side of my head, and I just blacked out for a while, and then when I woke back up, people were like carrying me, and then that night I was puking everywhere, and my head was pounding. It was an awful experience. In sixth grade, I got another concussion in an all-star game for football. I made a tackle, and my whole body kind of went numbish, and like my head felt like it was, I don't even know how to explain it. It was just really weird, but I still have headaches probably really to this day, just on and off, little ones, but it's definitely made an impact on it.
My name is Bill Green, and I'm 47 years old. What?
Talk louder.
I can't.
Why can't you talk louder?
I can't talk louder because my head hurts, and I talk soft when my head hurts. Because I've had 11 concussions. I throw up. I need absolute quiet, dark room, and I go to sleep. I slur my words sometimes. I forget names. I can't remember words that are common. I want a glass of milk, for instance, and I'll look at the glass of milk and I won't be able to say the word milk. So my first concussion was when I was in high school playing basketball my junior year. I think it was 16. I took a charge and practice, and I was completely and totally knocked out. And the next day I went to school and I was kind of not feeling good, and my teacher said that I needed to go to the nurse, and I didn't really know why. So 2 class periods went by and I hadn't gone to the nurse, and I wasn't in any classes, and so I was reported absent, and they went to look for me around the school, and I was wandering the hallways, and I didn't know my name. I didn't know where I was. I didn't know what day it was, and a teacher took me into the nurse's room, and an ambulance came and got me, and I spent 3 days in the hospital. And that was my first concussion. I need to re-say that. I'm slurring my words a little bit. So my most recent concussion was playing pond hockey with some friends, and I fell and I hit my head. My neck kind of snapped to the side, and I hit my head on the ice. Was in ICU for 3 days, and again, I didn't know where I was, what was going on, and what year it was, and ran a bunch of tests, and pretty much all they could determine was that I have post-concussive disorder. I remember, this is super scary. I remember telling a coach I was fine, waving him off and the trainer off, and I continued to play. I got up and I continued to play, and the next time I got the ball, I got hit, and I was down, and I crawled off the field, and trainers came over and they threw a sub in for me, and I was throwing up on the sideline just right then and there, and the ambulance came and got me again and took me to the hospital. But even at the hospital, you know, I just said I'm fine, I'm good, and they let me go home that night. And nobody really understood what was happening in the 90s when we were getting hit like that.
What were the longer term effects besides headaches from your last concussion?
I think the biggest one was I really lost 2 years of my life after that last concussion. I literally spent 17 to 18 hours a day in bed, and I couldn't go to work. When I did go to work, I slept. I couldn't drive. I couldn't speak in front of, I was a salesperson, and I couldn't speak in front of my customers. When I wasn't at work, like I said, I slept. And you know, the amount of medication that I had to take to not have a headache, I wasn't able to communicate. I was lethargic, couldn't exercise. I still have trouble exercising, but the long-term effect really was that I can't get 2 years of my life back. So I think overall, at least the awareness and being able to do a documentary like this, I think is really important.